nobody ever gave nobody shit in this country, T. They didn't give us our freedom or the right to vote. Nigga, we had to fight for that shit. It's the same way as us fighting for our independence in this fucking game, man.
So what you saying?
Fuck being bosses. We're gonna be kings, T. Kings of the motherfucking day, man.
Black Mafia Family. Looks like we got another hit on our hands. Loosely based on Big Meech and what went down in Detroit. Hopefully my wife will be joining me on these because she is a Detroit native. She knows all about the area. But let's go ahead and get this review in. I'm back from Vegas seeing my Dolphins lose in overtime, but nonetheless, it was a good game. And we're going to get the reviews going for the week. If you're finding me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on my notifications so when I drop videos, you get them. Follow the Life Game Financial channel where we break down stocks, the economy, all things that can help you make some money and get those life gains. Questions, comments. You want to join me on Friday with friends? All you got to do is join me on Instagram, DM me. Let's go ahead and talk about this show, my people. Let's look at another clip real quick, too.
Remember when I said I wouldn't change a damn thing? Yeah, that's a fucking lie. If I hadn't let my brother join me in that car, we might not be in the position we in today.
Show starts off with Meech getting out of jail in 2005. And in traditional form, when you used to be a drug dealer on the street, your homeboy's gonna have a party for you where you got women, you've got alcohol, you've got fun. It's a homecoming. So his homeboy who's got the gut, the big body on him, throwing him a party. And that's where the narration from Big Meech starts in. And he goes back and takes us to the 80s when he was a kid. This is when we learn about his family. We see his daddy. And ladies and gentlemen, this actor right here that's playing the daddy, love this dude. I don't know why he's not getting more roles in Hollywood. This dude was a father on a TV show called Lincoln Heights. This man embodies an African-American daddy in everything I've ever seen him play as the father. Lincoln Heights, he was a cop. Up here, he is a middle-class worker at GM for these boys. And his portrayal of a dad is going to be gritty and good. So you ain't going to be able to take your eyes off him. We see the boys' sister, Meech and T's sister, coming down the stairs. So you know anytime you got a sister that has a softer side, it has an emotional side, because I'm sure the sister's going to be involved in something as well. Think about what we went through with Power, Tariq, and his sisters. They go ahead and morph on up a little bit, and we get a look at the man that's going to introduce Meech and T to the drug game. They big homie right here. And I love this dude too, man. This is a great cast, my people. This guy has always played in roles where he's kind of doing drugs. He's kind of a little iffy, a little salty. And now he's going to be raising these dudes in the drug game. But here's the catch. He's supposed to be raising Meech, and Meech didn't really want to take his brother. So they pulled off and left the brother standing there, but then they stopped, let the brother get in the car. That's important because you're going to need to keep an eye on what happens at the end of this review based on that. Now they fast forward a little more. The boys are teenagers now. They're already in the drug game. Meech and his brother's already in it. They're going to a meeting because they're about to have a turf war on where they're selling their drugs at. And they have a meeting in a basketball game at a high school. And the reason why Meech's brother T wanted to have a meeting here was simply because he wanted to be able to get a gun into this meeting. And while they're having the meeting, they're debating over area where they're going to be selling drugs. Now you got the rival gang is like, look, bro, you're not getting none of this territory. And Meech's brother pulls out the gun. He ready to step. But you know what? Meech is like, nah, we're going to let y'all have that shit. Because he has a grand plan. And the brother didn't understand what the hell was going on. Brother, at this point, hadn't shot nobody. And the rival gang was like, bro, shoot us then. We know you ain't shot nobody. The brother ain't do nothing. Meech talked them off the ledge. And they back down from there. Brothers get back to the house. Meech is mad as hell at his brother because now they've got this gun in the house. And you know good and well when you got these kind of parents, which those of y'all in my man Living Legend Larry's camp, and probably most parents in America's camp. These parents right here ain't gonna play with these kids. They go through their shit. They look over the rooms. They want to make sure ain't no foul play going on in the house. And so Meech is mad with his brother because he's got that gun that he put in the drawer. Damn. Then they go to dinner. Very, very nice setting. They pray. And it's supposed to be Meech's turn to pray, but the daddy tells T to do it. And then the daddy is a little hard on Meech because Meech done dropped out of school. I think the daddy has an idea at this point that Meech is doing something illicit. He probably doesn't really know what it is. And he's just kind of hard on Meech, man. He's just kind of wearing on him to the point where Meech decides, you know what, man, I ain't going to sit here at this dinner. My stomach hurting. He gets up and leaves, and daddy don't really care. Daddy frustrated. Daddy know good and damn well something is awry, and he don't care that the boy got up. Then we get our first look at Lamar, the street terror, the Canaan of this episode. This dude is like the black Superman in Detroit during this era. And he's out of jail. Well, he's supposed to have went to jail, but the lawyer pleaded to get him an insanity plea. So he was in the insane asylum. He comes out, he comes to this restaurant, and he wants a specific sandwich that they don't offer no more, right? So he slams homeboy, this new manager, on the table and tells him to give a message to the other manager that, damn, you in the hood, in this specific hood, we need this kind of sandwich. You don't get this damn sandwich, it's going to be hell to pay. And as Lamar's walking out, the rival crew is listening and watching and smiling and thinking to myself, yo, I'm going to have to get this dude on my team. This the black Superman of these streets. And we'll get a little bit more into Lamar as we get through this review. From there, we get to a party where Meech is talking to his OG mentor about what he did. And the mentor's like, what the hell is wrong with you? You're supposed to fight. That's how OGs do it. But ladies and gentlemen, how many times have we seen OGs with their old ways, not really, they stuck in their ways and don't want to innovate? And sometimes that holds back the OGs because it's true, you can be stuck in your way and be successful. But young cats oftentimes come along with new innovative ideas that can make that success easier. And I think that's what Meech is trying to offer to this guy. And when they're talking, they also talk about Lamar and just how deadly this dude is. How he used to run one of those big corners in the Detroit area and how he took a damn rapper, strung him up next to some honeybees, and let his ass keep getting stung until the girlfriend told him the information he needed. So that just go ahead and let you know how ruthless this dude is. You got to keep that Lamar on your mind, my people. And then we run into the first time we see old Auntie Snitch right here. Old Auntie Snitch is running things by this youth center, this rec center, right? And Meech want to do his business over there, but the auntie ain't having none of it. She ain't playing none of that. And one of these crew guys in Meech's crew is related to this lady. And so Meech basically calls her over there, lies to her, tells her to go about her business, and he's still going to try to get his organization running in this area. And ladies and gentlemen, you already know this lady going to be a problem. You already know she just got that look. She got that nosy as hell look. She's going to be a problem. Then we get to meet old Coach the Cop. Coach the Cop has a relationship with Meech. He knows Meech was a great athlete. Now, at this point in time, we don't know he's a cop, right? And Meech comes to him and is like, look, I got a problem. I want to get me a little team going over there by the rec center, but yada, yada, yada. Auntie nosy as hell ain't let me do nothing. I need you to handle it for me. And, you know, Coach the Cop says he'll handle it for him. And at this point in time, I'm like, what the hell you think another baseball coach is going to do to handle it? But we saw what happens. Next scene, we get our boy T, who is still in school, who's smart as hell, that we've learned at that family dinner, is in school, and they're talking about Karl Marx. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Republican, you hate the sound of Karl Marx. But in all honesty, Karl Marx believed in democratic socialism. Karl Marx preached socialism, and they're debating that Karl Marx made some statements about how what drives men, in essence, is the will to have things. I'm paraphrasing, but it was similar to that. And while they're having that, they've got a substitute teacher who's in here, and you got old damn Kwame Brown, who likes to interject, thinks he's a class clown, and he's got jokes on T because T about to have a baby, right? So they wind up getting into a fight, and ladies and gentlemen, this fight could have completely been avoided had the teacher stepped in every time damn Kwame Brown made his little retorts about T about to have a baby, and then the last straw was when he was talking about his brother doing the babysitting. You know, he went in on him then. But T just showed y'all how smart he is because he gave a great philosophical response to the beliefs of Karl Marx. So I was really feeling this part. I just wish he would have got some hands on old Kwame Brown here, who I don't think we've seen the last of Kwame. He's going to get his. Then they follow up with a scene, which is why I said you guys would like these parents, because these are not your traditional power parents. These are not the parents that's about to help their kids in the drug game, that's going to take things from their kids doing dirty business. No, 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 no. And there was also a fight altercation in this scene in which I liked the outcome of this versus the way I felt about Marvin and the outcome with Jukebox. And so right here, we've got T and Meech's parents sitting there, and the daddy and the mama done found a gun in the room. Dad is completely irate about this. He ain't feeling it, man. I mean, these is old school parents. They don't want to be dealing in stuff that get you in major trouble with the cops. And so basically, you know, they have an altercation here where Meech reveals to the daddy that they in trouble and they're going to be following him because the house is in foreclosure. He offers the daddy money. The dad slap it out of his hand because the dad don't want his damn drug money. And then Meech put his fist up to the daddy. And you know what the daddy did? The daddy ain't punch him. The daddy ain't backslap him. The daddy, you could kind of call this a choke, but it wasn't a hand-to-hand choke. The daddy restrains his ass, put him in a rear naked, and holds him up and tells him, you ever step to me like a man again, I'm going to treat you like an N-word on the street. Get the hell out of my house. Perfectly fine with that. Handled this way better than I felt like Marvin handled his with Jukebox. Perfectly fine with this. He basically restrained the boy, told him to get the hell out of my house and don't come back. They not having it. Perfectly fine with this, and I think this was the right thing to do. If you don't want to have anything to do with your kids and whatever illicit things they're doing, you got to get them out of the house. So A goes to these parents. I was perfectly comfortable with the way Dad handled this. And then we get on from there to Meech with his baby mama, and this is a Detroit girl. Detroit girls are thick. You've seen them from Delicious, from Flavor of Love, to Kenya Moore on Real Housewives, to hell, even my wife. The Detroit got that D thickness. That D thickness, man. I mean, one thing that y'all fellas need to know about these Detroit women, I don't care how old they get, the down south area never dry up. Go and get your Detroit women. I'll leave it at that. And so he's in here getting some from his baby mama, when guess who pops up at the door thinking that they are the father of this little girl? None other than Lamar. Lord have mercy. None other than Lamar. And not only does Lamar think he's the father, but Lamar wants to have a role in the girl's life. And the baby mama's like, Lamar, it's not your child. I've been told you this. I don't know why you keep showing up here, especially unannounced. Well, you know, the man just got out of the insane asylum. I'm sure he's tired of doing hand jobs to himself in the insane asylum. You know what he's here for. He wants some of that thick meat. Well, she denied him. He stalks outside the house because most of the time when you show up to a woman's house and she ain't letting you in the house, most likely somebody else is in the house. And he waits and he sees Meech. And when Meech comes out the house, he runs him over. Basically, he hit him, gave him a little love tap, and then tell him to stay away from his bitch. Do you hear me? And then that's when Meech was like, he ain't never been scared of no man. But then he hit us with a butt. And then they go into the history of Lamar. And Lamar is a grimy, dirty, this is the super Negro Canaan of this era and this show. And they show a map of Detroit, E-Course, and Red Rouge. Lamar used to run E-Course, but with Dibba Dabbler in Detroit and Red Rouge like it was nothing. Taking over everybody. Assaulting dudes, hemming them up. He goes to the insane asylum. Ronald Reagan gets his ass in office and lets these people out. And now he's back on the street about to be a menace. And we'll see a little bit of his menace later. Old Officer Coach pulls over Auntie Gwen and says, look, your son got these drugs. I'm gonna need you to lay off that rec center for my big homie. Now, he didn't say no names, but that's exactly what he's talking about. And Gwen is looking like, nah, man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And he's basically saying, you know what's going to happen to your son if I report this? Ain't no college scholarship coming to him. So, of course, Gwen is going to acquiesce. Man, but you know we ain't seen the last of Gwen. She going to keep on pulling her punches. She will definitely be back. And then we get a very touching scene where Meech is in here with the mom. And basically the mom's like, you know, I know what you're up to. I love you. I'm glad you love me. But we're not taking your money. We're just not taking your money. And ladies and gentlemen, this is how 70% of African-American families, when they know their kids is up to no good, would behave. They would distance themselves from the kids to some degree until the kids got their act together. And these parents are displaying exactly what Larry and all his followers would want to see out of parents. They're doing their job. Then we get to a clip where Meech got this homegirl and his crew who's selling on these streets. And she said these streets is dry, so she's cutting the price. And they yell at her. But then they got to having a little powwow and they was like, you know what? Maybe she is making the right moves. They come up with a new idea to go sell on e-course and tell Pumpkin that they got a new product. They're going to rebrand the product. They're going to not step on it as much and start putting it out on them streets. And guess what? They do all that and they start making money hand over fist. They restamp it. But the one thing that we got to deal with is old Auntie Gwen standing here looking at everybody. So you know they didn't put this in there for nothing. The way she's looking on her face, she's going to want some revenge and she's going to extract it from somebody's hind parts. You just wait. Then we get to the scene where they got the club event for Meech's mentor. And look who's at this event. Old Lamar. And he is not thrilled that he's looking at these young boys. And the old crew is actually in there and bought him a drink. And then Lamar is basically telling them he wants them to go and do something, send some milk over here to these young boys as they over there getting it in. And then, my people, we get the introduction of Lala Plastic Booty Anthony on another 50 Cent show. Man, her and 50 Cent must done bonded pretty well. And did you see the way Meech brother was looking at her? So let me give you some theories already. Number one, I don't think Meech's brother is dead. Number two, I think Meech brother or Meech is going to smash this particular character that Lala is playing, even though she is with one of Meech's mentors' colleagues. This is one of his people on the street, one of his colleagues from another area of the community. It's his wife, and they looking at her with all kinds of intent, the same way a shark looks at a wounded seal. And you know what that shark wants to do with that wounded seal. It wants to eat it and swallow it. And that's the way Meech and his brother was looking at Lala. So you already know it's going to be some drama with that. And I'm here for it all. They pull the mentor outside, give him what looks to be, I don't know if that's Louis Vuitton, Gucci, whatever, bag. And then basically tell him, look, we moving weight like rhymes. And we need more. And he's basically telling them, look, you little young whippersnappers, OG style, you keep your stuff slow and mobile and you don't get caught by the police. Meech and the brother want more than that. They want more than that. So even though he tells them no, they go to the bridge and come up with another plan of their own, where they're going to go find them a new connect. They are going to somehow or another keep the mentor involved because he got them to where they're at right now. And they're going to take over the D. That's what the plan is. They're going to take over the D. And then we get down to the very last touching moments, man. It got sketchy on the end here. T goes ahead and have his baby. He lets the uncle hold the child. And they had a little touching moment talking about the feet in the family. And the dad and the son, who just got kicked out, actually smiled at each other, which means, hey, there's still some love there. It's just that the daddy not having that shit in his house. And then we go to a scene where Meech's brother gets a phone call from Meech because apparently 2 days later, they got a re-up person. They got them a new connect so they can start moving their product a little more heavy than what they're doing now. T's baby mama says, go ahead, handle your business, but get the pacifier from the car, bring it back in. T go to the car looking for the pacifier. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at these feet. We seen 2 pair of feet they showed this episode. Officer Cop Dude, that's the coach, and Lamar. Next thing we know, we hear a gunshot, bam. T is shot in the face, and I 100% bet you it's Lamar, but you guys leave me comments on who you think it is. There's no way this is Coach Cop. This is definitely Lamar, and when you slow down and look at the size of the person throwing him out of the car, that's more of Lamar's size. And my man T is down on the ground, and it's being narrated by Meech saying that he wouldn't regret anything except for having his brother get in the car with him when he met his drug dealing mentor for the first time. Now, do I think T is dead? Absolutely not. T is not dead. If he is dead, this would be a fascinating first episode. I hope like hell he's not dead. He could be, but I want to hear what you guys think. Leave me your comments on if you think he's dead. Also, leave me your comments on how you liked this very first episode. I thought this was great. I feel like 50 has taken a whole lot of inspiration from the other show we review, The Godfather of Harlem, and he's made this show more in line with that because this is a period piece that they're dramatizing a little more, and your boy Lamont Tyson is here for it all. That's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like the video. Please comment, subscribe. Go get yourself that life game. Please be sure to follow me on Instagram because I take questions, comments, and things over there on DM. And if you ever want to join me to go Friday live to talk about anything we cover on any one of my YouTubes, from this channel to the one I do about stocks, bonds, real estate, and all that, just hit me on IG. And until that next Sexy as Hell video, I'll see you.